The first rays of dawn stretched over the silver plains of Virellia Prime, painting the alien landscape in soft shades of blue and gold. The air shimmered faintly, thin, cool, alive with motes of floating luminescence. Sergeant Eli Vance stood near the edge of the research outpost, hands folded behind his back, pretending to study the horizon. But in truth, his eyes were fixed on something, or rather someone. Dr. Sira Valen. She was not human. Not exactly. Her skin had a faint lavender sheen that caught the morning light like polished glass, and her eyes, large, luminous, slit-pupiled, reflected the rising twin suns like liquid amber. Eli told himself he was admiring her precision, the way she handled the biosensor equipment, the calm authority in her tone when she gave orders. But when she bent slightly to check a vial beside the observation pen, his gaze wandered lower, toward the enclosure beyond her. The pen was filled with enormous native creatures, four-legged, broad-shouldered, with shimmering pelts and curling horns. The locals called them Beastra. They were docile, slow-moving, and incredibly majestic. At least, that was what Eli told himself when Sira turned and caught him staring. Her eyes narrowed. "Sergeant Vance," she said, voice smooth but edged with something sharp. "Are the specimens particularly fascinating this morning?" Eli froze. Yes, ma'am. Extremely fascinating." Her brow arched, the alien equivalent of a human smirk. "Really? Because it seems your fascination has been unusually focused." Heat rose up Eli's neck. He tried to look away, but that only made it worse. I was observing the Beastra," he stammered. "They're impressive creatures." "Indeed." Sira folded her arms, her tone cool and teasing. "Though from where you were standing, I wasn't sure which beasts had your attention." For a long, mortifying moment, Eli considered pretending ignorance. But the truth, and her faintly amused eyes, made him sigh in defeat. He ran a hand through his hair. "All right," he said softly. "You caught me." Sira tilted her head, lavender strands of her hair brushing against her collar. "And what exactly did I catch you doing?" Eli swallowed. "I was looking," he said simply, "because I've never seen anyone like you before." The words hung in the cool air between them. For a heartbeat, neither spoke. Then, unexpectedly, her eyes widened and a faint hue, almost pink, spread beneath her lavender skin. "You were staring at me?" she asked quietly. "Not in a bad way," Eli said quickly. "It's just, back on Earth we don't have anyone who looks like you. You move with grace. And those creatures, the Beastra, you handle them like they're part of you. I guess I was just," he exhaled sheepishly, "caught in the moment." Sira blinked, visibly trying to compose herself. "You find my form distracting?" Eli chuckled nervously. "I'd call it fascinating, Doctor. Distracting sounds like I don't respect you, and I do. Deeply." The faint pink on her cheeks deepened into a warm violet. She turned away, pretending to study her scanner, but the device trembled slightly in her hand. "Humans are so blunt," she murmured. "You speak what others would only think." "Maybe," Eli said. "But sometimes, honesty saves misunderstandings." She shot him a sidelong glance, not angry this time but curious. "And do you think your honesty has saved you, Sergeant?" Eli smiled. "Not sure yet. But you haven't vaporized me, so I'm calling it a win." A soft, musical sound escaped her. Laughter. It was the first time he'd heard it. It sounded like glass wind chimes in the desert air. Their awkward tension eased, and Sira motioned toward the pen. "If you truly want to learn something useful," she said, "help me feed the Beastra. They respond well to calm energy. Try not to stare." He followed her inside the enclosure. The Beastra were larger up close, towering beasts with silver fur and intelligent eyes. One of them approached, sniffing curiously at Eli's arm. He froze. "Relax," Sira said softly, stepping beside him. Her hand brushed his wrist as she guided it toward the creature's muzzle. "They sense fear. And hesitation." Her touch was cool, faintly electric. Eli felt the air tighten around them. "You do this every morning?" he asked, voice lower now. "Twice a day," she said. "They're sacred to my people. Protectors. To earn their trust is intimate." The Beastra's head lowered, accepting the food from Eli's hand. He smiled. "Looks like I'm doing all right." Sira gave a quiet hum of approval. "Perhaps," she said. "You learn quickly. Most humans flinch. Maybe I had the right teacher." She looked up at him, then really looked. For the first time, her expression softened into something vulnerable. "Eli," she said carefully, "you are unlike most soldiers I've met. Is that good or bad?" She hesitated, her pupils dilating slightly in the sunlight. "I haven't decided yet." They continued working side by side, the silence between them no longer tense but quietly alive. When the last of the Beastra were fed, Sira stepped out of the pen and turned back toward him. "You know," she said, her voice lighter now, "among my kind, staring is considered a form of silent confession." Eli blinked. "Confession of what?" "Interest," she said. "Desire. Sometimes admiration." He smiled. "Then I guess I've confessed, haven't I?" Sira's blush returned, deeper this time, her lavender skin glowing faintly in the light. "You truly have no restraint, do you?" "None that I regret," he said. "At least not when it comes to honesty." For a moment, she looked torn between exasperation and amusement. Then she stepped closer, close enough for him to see the delicate patterns that shimmered just beneath her skin, like constellations. "Your honesty is unsettling," she whispered. "But it is also rare." He met her gaze, steady and sure. "I'll take rare over polite lies any day." Sira's lips curved slightly, the alien version of a smile. "Then perhaps, Sergeant, we should test just how rare you are." Before Eli could ask what she meant, one of the Beastra bellowed softly, a deep, rumbling sound that echoed across the plains. The twin suns had risen higher, turning the sky into a field of gold. Sira glanced back toward the light, her expression unreadable. "The day begins," she said, regaining her composure. "We have much to document." Eli nodded, falling into step beside her. "Of course, Doctor." But as they walked back toward the outpost, her hand brushed against his, briefly, deliberately. She didn't pull away. Eli glanced at her, surprised. She didn't meet his eyes, but the faint violet on her cheeks gave her away. Maybe honesty had saved him after all. And somewhere behind them, the Beastra watched, calm, wise, and knowing, as if the sacred creatures themselves understood what neither of them could yet admit aloud.